Hey guys, Kiki. I actually wanted to pop in today to answer an email question. I have been getting quite a few email questions lately, and I really don't want you guys to think that I am ignoring you, but I don't always have the time to stop and answer every single one, but I want to, whenever possible, to be able to answer on a larger platform, because if your question could help somebody else. So I'm going to answer the next couple videos. I'm probably going to, or at least once a week, answer a question that maybe if it's like a general question that I tend to get often, I'm going to answer it via video so that hopefully it will help somebody else. I used to just put these in blog form, but like I said, I really haven't had time to sit down and write them out. So I don't want anyone to think that I am ignoring them. So we'll just dive right in with this first question. Okay, so this one, I will not say any names just in case you would like to remain anonymous unless you tell me otherwise. Okay, so the first question is, hey Kiki, today was my first monthly weigh-in. I was very nervous because these last couple of weeks have been crazy. My mother-in-law passed unexpectedly. I'm so sorry to hear that. So I was spending most of my days in the hospital. We were out of town for 4 days. My eating was not as clean as I would have liked it, but I stayed within my calories and macros. Sodium was high because we ate out a lot out of necessity. And despite it all, I stayed up on my workouts. So when I weighed in today, I was very shocked to see I went up almost 2 pounds and my body fat went up almost 1%. The measurement went down just a tad, but not much. Before this morning, if you would have asked me if I was making progress, I would have said yes. I feel stronger. I feel as though muscle definition is coming in. But after I stepped on the scale, I just feel fat and disgusting. Needless to say, I feel very defeated, sad, and angry. I don't know if I should chalk this up to just crazy that has been happening, or if I'm doing something wrong, I need to change it up. Anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. So, like I said, I'm not going to name any names. You obviously know who you are, and there's obviously other people that are in your same scenario. Obviously not exactly the same scenario. Like I said, I'm so sorry to hear about your mother-in-law. Like, I can't even imagine what your family is going through right now. So just know that you and your family are in my prayers. I would really just take time to digest that first with everything that's going on. From what I can see, you're not doing anything wrong. So I don't want that to add on to the stress of what you're already feeling right now and what your family's going through, and this past week of, being in and out of the hospital. Things are going to happen. And like you said, there was high sodium. There's just way too many factors there for you to, have this great weigh-in, which always, I'm going to say, if you can avoid the scale at all possible, I highly recommend doing so. And one of the reasons is exactly what you said. Before this morning, if you would have asked me if I was making progress, I would have said yes. How many of us feel like that? That's the reason why I wanted to address this question for everybody, because you are not the only one. Like, we have all had those moments where we are feeling pretty good about ourselves, and often we'll step on the scale just to prove ourselves right, and then have a huge letdown when the scale doesn't say what we thought it would say. I know there's been plenty of times where I've done it, in the past, where, or with clients, and, we get on the scale and we're thinking like, there's got to be a huge difference, because like, I can tell, I can feel it, I can see it. And then you step on the scale and it's not telling you what you just thought you saw and felt, and you change everything that you think and everything that you feel based on that number. Why did that number change? What you just felt? Are you not still stronger? Is the muscle definition not still happening? So you really have to remember that. And I know that it's easier said than done, but I want you to know that you're not alone in that. plenty of women feel the same way. So you have to be able to, and this goes for everybody, not just the person that asked this question, you have to be able to remember that moment. If you feel that good that you're going to take the chance of stepping on that scale, which I honestly don't recommend, but if you're going to do that, then you need to step on the scale knowing that this will not change what I feel right now. This will not change what I see right now. Whatever you're seeing in the pictures or how your clothes are fitting and things like that, like stepping on that scale can't change that. And only step on the scale if you can accept that, not if it's going to change what you just felt 5 minutes prior to. And the other thing that I would say is that it's very easy for us to say, you know, measurements went down a little bit, or I only lost a half an inch or a quarter inch or whatever. You know, it's easy for us to throw only or play down the fact that inches were lost when your clothing size is based on inches. When your manufacturer sews clothes together, it's based on inches, you know, and centimeters and millimeters. It's based on actual measurements like that. Our clothes aren't put together based on weight. You know, it's not set up to fit a certain weight. It's set up to fit a certain amount of inches. So inches in like your jeans and stuff like that, like I said it before in the losing weight slowly video, I think it was, that, you know, there's only 1 inch between sizes. From sizes 0 to 10, there's only 1 inch difference. So to say that you only lost half an inch, then, you know, you lost half a size too. And if you're above a size 10, from sizes like 10 to 20s and up, there's only 2 inches difference in size. So only losing inches still matters in the grand scheme, because you want to look smaller. You want to look better. So if the goal of this is to, whether it's to look smaller or look better or be more defined, you have to accept where you are before you get on that scale, and you have to make sure that you don't allow that scale to define you. I know that that is much easier said than done, but I just wanted to point out, because you said it, you know, and I'm glad you said it, which is why I chose to use your message, even though I have tons of them that, you know, there's plenty of people writing saying the exact same thing. But the fact that you took the time to write out, you know, before this, if you would have asked me if I was making progress, I would have said yes. Go back to that. Go back to that moment. You are still making progress. The scale did not magically change that. You don't change based on the scale number. You know, the scale number may change, but even if it doesn't, if you see the changes, they are happening. Don't allow that scale to scratch everything that you just felt. The other thing that I would say is that there's so many factors as for your weight that the 2 pounds, it really isn't that much. And I know you said that your body fat went up almost 1%. I also don't know how you're measuring your body fat. So that's something to consider, because if you're measuring it based on your scale, like I know I have one of the like Weight Watchers scales that test body fat percentage, and for mine, whenever my weight goes up, the body fat percentage goes up. So, you know, that also, your body fat percentage will change based on your hydration factor too. So if you know that you had a lot of sodium before you did this weigh-in, that I would probably, you know, even though I usually recommend doing it at the same time each month, if this just happened to be the time for you, but you had all those factors, then I would either wait another week if you're going to even weigh at all, which, like I say, I really don't recommend. If you already feel like you're progressing, you don't need the scale to confirm that you're progressing. But I would either wait a week and then get back on, or when you weigh next time, you have to recreate the exact same circumstances, because you can't weigh yourself under completely different circumstances and really expect a true weigh-in. So if the first time you weigh, like, you know, you had, you know, you eaten pretty clean or whatever, and you didn't have really high sodium days and 4 days of eating, you know, hospital food and things like that, it's going to be different than how it's going to be right now with that. Like, don't underestimate that sodium gain. You know, your body doesn't magically know that, like, okay, it's officially 1 month, I should weigh, you know, this much less, or it's time for the weigh-in. So, you know, just either, if you can handle the scale fluctuations and you want to understand more how your body changes with different types of scale fluctuations, then weigh almost daily, just so that you can see the difference, so that you can see, okay, when I eat like that, my weight does this. When I lift, my weight does that. When I have 4 days off from lifting, my weight does this, so that you can start to find out what your own patterns are, because that's the only way that you will be able to know when a time comes like this. Otherwise, if you just stay off and then jump back on a random time, you don't know what the factors were that came into play, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to talk yourself out of whatever they are, even though you know what they all are. So you'll be able to say like, well, it could be because I lifted yesterday, or it could be because of the sodium, or it could be because of XYZ, and you'll know all the reasons of what could be the reason why your scale weight went up, but you would talk yourself out of every single one of them, and you will automatically go to the negative feeling. You'll automatically go to, yeah, but I'm probably doing something wrong. And you'll second guess yourself, and you'll start trying to change things up, and you'll actually achieve the very thing that you're afraid of that you're going to achieve, which is weight gain. You'll start stressing. You'll release cortisol. You'll start emotional eating, because you'll feel like, well, it's not working anyways. And it'll just, it'll just start spiraling out of control. One thing will lead to another. And the next thing you know, you actually do gain the weight. So I really, really wouldn't stress about it right now. There's nothing magical about the 4th week or the 30-day or the 1-month mark. You just keep going. If you know that you're hitting your macros, you're eating the amount of calories that you're supposed to eat, you had a little bit of stress in there for a while, and probably will, in the coming days or weeks as, you and your family go through the grieving process, I encourage you to just do what you know that you're supposed to do, and try not to stress about the weight, and just worry about being there for your husband right now. I'm sure he really needs your support, especially if this was unexpected. What your family is going through, and being there and being that rock for your husband right now is more important than anything that you're going to deal with as far as the scale. If you're doing the rest of what you're supposed to do, don't even worry about it. Changes are happening. Keep getting stronger, keep, lifting heavy, getting your protein in, getting your fiber, drinking your water, and go be that rock for your husband. Okay, so I hope that helps you. I just wanted you to know that you are not on the wrong track, and I did not want you to think that I was ignoring your email in any way. Okay, I'm going to answer a few more in the weeks to come, guys. If you have any questions that you would like me to answer via video, feel free to you either email them, you can drop us a line on the contact us form on the website at em2wl.com, or you can leave a message right here on YouTube in the comment section. Or if you are my friend on MFP, which is where this one came from, if you're on MyFitnessPal, I'm 31 Proverbs, PRVRBS. You can send me a message there, and I will always try my best to respond to you personally. And when I can't, or if you have something that is a very common concern, I'm going to hop on and try to answer for everybody, so that anyone else who's in your same situation can actually benefit from it. So that's it for now, guys. I got a date with my husband, so I am gonna go have a date night. Talk to you guys later. Bye.